Hello football fans! Are you ready for an exciting journey through time to explore the greatest moments that shaped the history of the World Cup? In this series, we will relive unforgettable memories, from timeless goals to legendary saves, moments that etch the names of players and teams in the annals of history. Get ready to embark with us on an exciting journey as we reminisce about the magic of the World Cup and relive together unforgettable moments of excitement and suspense. In 1930, the first edition of the World Cup kicked off in Uruguay, where teams from around the world gathered to compete for the first ever title. The tournament was a new beginning for the world of football. It wasn't just a football tournament, it was a symbol of national unity after years of World War I. Amidst an atmosphere of excitement, Uruguay clinched the title after a historic match against Argentina. The final witnessed intense competition between the two teams, and huge celebrations erupted in the streets of Uruguay after the victory. But the name Gigia Rafael, the Uruguayan star, remains etched in the memory of this tournament. Rafael, the scorer of the first goal in the history of the finals, did not know that he was writing the beginning of a legend that would inspire generations of footballers around the world. His goal against Yugoslavia was a defining moment in the history of the tournament. His goal against Yugoslavia was not just a goal, but an announcement of the birth of a tournament that would become the most famous in the history of the game. This goal was not only the beginning of Rafael's legend, but also the beginning of the World Cup journey that would continue for decades, bringing people together and creating unforgettable moments in football history. In 1938, the World Cup was held in France amidst a tense political climate with the rise of fascism in Europe. Italy, led by dictator Benito Mussolini, was seeking to prove its strength on the sporting field as well. The Italian national team won the title for the second time in a row, but controversy remains about the extent of the influence of politics on the course of the tournament. Nevertheless, the brilliance of the Italian national team and the brilliance of its stars in this edition of the World Cup cannot be denied. In 1950, the Maracanã Stadium in Brazil witnessed one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Brazil, the host and overwhelming favorite to win the title, crumbled against Uruguay in the final match. Alcides Gigia's goal in the 79th minute gave Uruguay their second title in history, and left Brazilians in utter shock. The moments of sadness and astonishment on the faces of Brazilian players and fans dramatically reflected the cruelty and magic of football at the same time. The year 1958 witnessed the birth of a football legend, the Brazilian Pele. At the age of 17, Pele led the Brazilian national team to win their first World Cup title. His wonderful goals and extraordinary talent captivated the hearts of football fans around the world and announced the rise of a star who would dominate the game for more than a decade. Pele in 1958 was not just a player, but an artistic phenomenon admired by fans all over the world. In 1970, Brazil put on a legendary performance in the World Cup, led by a golden generation that included big stars like Pele, Jairzinho, and Rivelino. Enchanting football and a breathtaking attacking performance made the Brazilian national team an invincible team. The Selecao won the title deservedly, and their dazzling performances caught the attention of the whole world. The Brazilian national team of 1970 remains in the memory of fans as one of the greatest teams in football history. In 1974, the Dutch national team dazzled the world with its elegant attacking style led by the legendary Johan Cruyff. Total football is how the Dutch style of play was known, which relied on quick passing, constant player movement, and switching positions. Although the Netherlands did not win the title in the end, they left a clear mark on the history of football with their revolutionary style. Johan Cruyff and his companions changed the concept of the game and inspired generations of players and coaches. In 1986, the world witnessed one of the most exciting and dramatic tournaments in football history. Diego Armando Maradona led Argentina to win the World Cup in Mexico, achieving a historic achievement for his country. In one of the most controversial tournaments in World Cup history, it witnessed unforgettable moments. Maradona's famous Hand of God goal against England sparked a lot of controversy and became the talk of the world. But at the same time, it showed Maradona's intelligence and cunning, as he took advantage of the moment in an unforgettable way. In the same match, Maradona scored a legendary goal after a brilliant individual effort, dribbling past half of the England team. This goal became a symbol of Maradona's extraordinary talent, and is considered one of the most beautiful goals in World Cup history. Maradona, in 1986, was not just a football player, but a living legend. He was a cultural icon who inspired millions around the world and became a symbol of hope and ambition. Maradona was not just a special player but a symbol of genius and creativity in football, and he left an indelible mark on the history of the sport. In 1990, the World Cup returned to Italy, and the Italian fans were hoping that the Azzurri would win the title for the fourth time in their history. The Italian national team reached the semi-finals to face Argentina, led by Maradona, at the San Paolo Stadium in Naples. The match ended with Argentina winning on penalties. Maradona bid farewell to the tournament from the gates of Naples, where he was considered a hero after leading their team, Napoli, to win the Italian league title twice. Maradona's tears at the end of the match reflected how affected he was by Argentina's exit from the tournament. In the shadow of Maradona's greatness in the 1990 World Cup, everyone was talking about his superior skills and wonderful goals. But behind this brilliance, there was another hero for the Argentine national team, who was no less important: goalkeeper Sergio Goycochea. Goycochea was not just an ordinary goalkeeper but the team's safety valve. In the semi-final against Italy, Goycochea saved 2 crucial penalties, greatly contributing to Argentina's victory and reaching the final. In that historic match, the fans were watching every move and every save with anticipation. Goycochea was an example of a fighting goalkeeper who never gives up and proved that football is a team game that requires the efforts of all players. Although Argentina lost the final against Germany, Goycochea etched his name in the memory of fans as one of the best goalkeepers in World Cup history. Goycochea was not just a goalkeeper, but a symbol of courage and dedication. In every match, he showed fighting spirit and determination, which made him admired and respected by everyone. Goycochea was always there, saving difficult balls and giving his team confidence. He was not afraid of any challenge and was always ready to sacrifice for the team. In the end, Goycochea remains one of the unforgettable heroes, even though the spotlight was on Maradona. He is the goalkeeper who proved that heroism is not only in scoring goals but also in defending them. Goycochea will always remain in the memory of football fans as one of the best goalkeepers in World Cup history. He is the hero who did not get his due fame, but he will always remain in the hearts of the fans. These were some of the greatest moments in World Cup history, moments immortalized by history, and will remain etched in the memory of football fans around the world. From legendary goals to crucial saves, this tournament witnessed the talent and artistry of the greatest footballers of all time. In the next part of our series, we will move to the atmosphere of the UEFA Champions League, where the excitement never ends and where heroes are made. Stay tuned!